While the masses stare utterly blinded by the literal reality they accept as real, they will miss the greatest show in the universe. Blasting into the microphone. Okay, here we go. Everybody got their crayons and their worksheets? Good, let's play. All right. While the masses stare utterly blinded by the literal reality they accept as real, they will miss the greatest show in the universe. They will grovel at the feet of their masters in churches, synagogues, mosques, and the like, and will cry, their masters beat them. But return they will, until such a time as they start to reach beyond this litter of the all. I have covered this particular literary couple many times, and as far as I can tell, I was the one that put a feminine face to Abel, where everyone thought her to be a male, a brother to Cain, where she was his sister, or Psi Star. They are the representations of the energies, magnetic and electric, or the me. Please put aside all notions of coincidences, because there are none. Unless your ego programming wishes to argue a truth of truths and render you a fool once more. When you can finally accept that sound creates all things physical and material, then, and only then, will you finally grasp the power of the spells called words. If I can create a shape, put my intention via sound in it, then convince you that that shape means something and you agree, then I own your mind with my intention and control your utter creational spirit breath, or Ro. This is why we need to grasp the concept of phonics, of a word, versus the spellings, lest we be rendered spellbound by another's intent constantly. These sigils, letters, numbers, and symbols, or symbols, symbol, spirit of creation war, have been well indoctrinated into all of us, where, by our agreement of what they say, or create, or sound like, has us invoking the spells of another. Once you break this spell by removing all perceived rules, and stop only using the original creator's intentions of all grammar, all languages, you can then now use these rules, or laws, against them. Roman law is based on Phoenician law. Therefore, those who make the rules must obey the rules, where I choose to use the rules of creation itself now. Take Cain, for example. He was a tiller of the earth, one who reaps a harvest from the seeds planted, and, when he appeared before God in the story, God was very displeased. Abel, on the other hand, brought a flock of sheep, an allegory for the little children, commonly known as humanity. Let me show you a myriad of perspectives on how their names give the game away. Cain sounds like Cain, C-A-N-E, and something you need to be able, A-B-E-L, to walk if one is crippled somehow. Abel is just that, quite able to walk without a cane. The two prefixes of in and a can both mean not. Ka can sound, ca or ka can sound like ka or sa, and bell can be spelled B-E-L-L. And that word can be something to ring or war. Remember, there are no rules now where only your intent is concerned. Let's take a look at all the potential intentions we have once we break these spells. It is only necessary that you get the concept, not the redefinition of literally every word. Well, that's a good thing, because the words can take on countless forms and meanings, where the original intent is safe until you regain your intent by reclaiming your tongue, Taurus, Torahs, etc. So Cain can mean spirit not, spirit in, crippled, a sugar, unconditional love, with yin in the mirror, a, lowercase a being 6 and lowercase e being 9, yin and yang, in the mirror, of I made mine. Cain, like Abel, can be both positive and negative, equal and opposite, all at the same time. Duality creates the split, where I'm showing how to refuse that onion, by peeling the layers. Abel can mean a war or no war. Yin war. No, K-N-O-W, war. Abel? Nobel, or Nobel, etc. Nobel Peace Prize ring a bell for anybody? Yeah, warmongers especially. It is far more important, and only important, that you get the concept of removing all programmed rules, so you can set yourself free of the spelling trap. As soon as you get the aha moment regarding this, the spell is broken. This is a spiritual game that humanity, for the most part, for eons, has been playing. Has been playing in from the physical, literal meat stick angle or angel. Only but then, that's the point of the game to me. Also, once this fully sets into your new way of seeing or hearing things, you'll begin to see and hear an exponential increase in your supposed coincidences, where the magic begins to unveil itself in short order. The game is simple to me. It's not what we do to set ourselves free individually, it's what we do to free all of humanity and consciousness free that matters. As this unfolds, you may get the notion that if the spells no longer trap your intentions, can they be used in the mirror? Well, the easy and most accurate answer is yes, you can, but not of vengeance intent, lest you be at effect to those self-same intentions yet again, which keeps you going circular. I think it's safe to say that those who work for the system are far more asleep and living in the literal material world more than us, no? Are they owned by their money, their greed, and are they transfixed on this reality being real? Yep. So if we were falling under the Phoenician spell, then so must they be, only deeper and more at effect to it. Looks like we have the upper hand in intent now then, doesn't it? This is where you begin to see your intentions manifesting in real time, where you are seeing things from the look what I caused versus look at how emotionally roped in I am. We are literally an effect to our own causes. See them as external effect from an external source as to how they affect us emotionally, get all dramatic about it, either positive or negative, and spiral deeper down, being the continuous ad effect to the effect of the effect ad nauseum. Only when we regain our sight of the true cause of everything in our perceived reality, being ourself, the literal world loses its grip on you, and the magnificence of your creation ability starts to return. If I can control your intent, I will control your cause. If I can invoke an emotion, I own your mind. Thoughts are seeds, and why God was disappointed with Cain, because Cain brought back the goods from external seeds planted and grown west of Eden, physical realm, where Abel brought forth creation itself in the she-pa, or she-ro, the divine, nurturing, feminine, creative spirit breath from the east, or spiritual realm. This is why we need to shut Cain down, the left brain, because he will plant any seed offered to him, in the physical, literal. Every nasty thought, every harmful intention will be grown and harvested by those who partake in his worldly garden. Abel lives in the Garden of Eden of the right brain, the right or ritual brain. None of her thoughts can reach you until you silence Cain, the lamb. Clear the ram drive of Ares, that's both Ares, god of war, where the Rome or Rome drive is yours internally, where it was shadowed in this realm with the Phi Psi Kul city, physical city. Rome or Ro-Om is and always was yours, and the physical one only represents everything inside of you. When you are at effect to the physical and literal Rome shenanigans, your creative ability is being harvested. Thus the Phi, golden mean of creation, Psi, the spirit, Kul, to harvest or cull the herd, or heard and listened. This is why I made the physical realm my prime target at the beginning of my quest, because where you find the darkest of dark, you will also find the light of light effects. The only real question is, can you neutralize, or new trinity of all eyes it? In this fractal creation of ours, everything that is external must also be internal, as within, so without, as above, so below. Can you see yourself reflected in this world, or not, since you are, in fact, reflecting it? I am now witnessing my own awakening potential with all the other parts of me that are resonating with what I and others share regarding this information. When someone thanks me for what I share, I also thank them equally in being the proof of my own awakening, where I am and where I need to go to shift laterally into the timeline I am intending. If we are yelling at the movie screen, which is all things external, we are at effect and trapped via our emotions. We have allowed another to rule our thoughts and intents via emotions, because we are somehow offended. We are then constantly at emotional effect to the physical effect of our own creation. Did we create God in our image or not? This is the shadow realm, with infinite clues and confirmations once we truly begin to accept that all things are perfect. If someone's if someone's day-to-day reality is jail, arresting, courts, etc., like the Crown fiction types, how difficult will it be for them to imagine themselves in their own prisons? All it takes is for you to offer their Cain a real seed they can manifest in their reality and let nature take its course. How many times has the fear seed been planted in your West of Eden field where you nurtured that thought to culmination and also reaped the harvest of it? Yeah, every single time. What's cool about that is that it works both ways. And once you reclaim your living spiritual aspect, you become pure cause and pure able to do this. I know. I do it every day now and simply watch my crops flourish with confirmation after confirmation. Now, here's the breakdown of confirmation. With fire, or fiery, Mother Love Creation Mind showing up. Oh yeah, it's everywhere, guys. My seeds are of a benevolent nature, and thus my intent is the same harvest. Sometimes you have to plant ragweed, but then I'm very selective into which gardens I put those seeds. After all, I learned all I know with the ragweed seeds having been planted in my own garden. My writings are those seeds. What you are facing at all points in life are the tests to see how good your seeds are. If you have conflicts, you're genetically modifying your seeds to suit the fields. So what are you really planting to harvest? Roses? I think not. In each of us lives the me, the magnetic electric of all creation, inasmuch as we are all creation's viewpoint from a rather narrow point of you. It is difficult to comprehend this vastness because it has been a very long time illusion since we have been able to do that. For me, this is beyond wondrous, knowing that I'm experiencing all things from all my other points of you, where you are exactly the same. I am just another point of you, sharing this reality from this angle or angel's perspective. This is an infinite ladder, or law dur, or law of God, with infinite potentials and possibilities, where we must see our own rungs, where we're at, and remember versus judge others from a previous point of you to see how far we're climbing or falling on these rings once rungs. As I see the very threads of creation weaving now with all things in all things, the word miraculous or miraculous pales in comparison. Indeed, behold a pale horse, Horus. As each illusional minute ticks by, I am sliding laterally into the timeline of my choice, where all things I experience are accepted without limitations or expectations, to allow my chosen intent to fully manifest. Did I mention that you are all superstars in my movie yet? We all must journey into the labyrinth to slay our own minotaurs, our beasts within our humanity. The minotaur is half man, half beast, and once the duality of this physical realm is slain, the path out is easier because we left all the breadcrumbs to find our way home. In the grand illusion, comic joke, we're playing ourselves here. We have to simply decide if we're going to fall for it or have a good laugh and climb on. The man-beast will be constantly trying to pull you back down the ladder with emotional traps to see if you'll bite on illusion's hook. It comes well baited with every drama imaginable to draw you in, to pull you back onto life's drama stage. I choose the only role I wish for now, and that is one of the director, with the option of making the odd cameo, spirit of my creation, Ka-me-o, appearance, simply to have the experience now. It is a free will choice, one made with an awareness long hidden and with pure creational intent to play this movie in whatever direction I want now. I keep the immutable law of never trespass in the forefront of my mind and live by the prime directive of non-interference as the neutral observer and enter the scenes only when asked by another of same intent. You see, as King Quest Ion is fairly wide open, so don't be surprised if I only offer you a Quest Ion in the mirror. This game is yours to play as it is mine, and we have the free will choice to have in our movies everyone that so chooses to be there, again with their own and my own free will choice. That's when free will becomes true will and where real magic begins. Only when you realize and see the definitive separations of body and spirit in the same way as oil and water that can never touch will you realize the purpose of the mind as the walking between worlds, you. Cain will forever be jealous of Abel, and he will kill at the first instant you look away, to plant seeds of discord to keep your mind here and away from your God self. It wouldn't be a game otherwise. This is the fundamental root of the tree of life and knowledge to me. Only when we separate these things can we begin to fuse them properly, to bring real causal action into our intentions. If you fail to see this, you will be at constant effect of others' intent. So don't bitch about it. It's your own fault as it was mine. And that is not to say you or I have made a mistake, because we haven't. We simply had another experience of contrast to climb even higher and higher on this ladder. So where do we go from here? I ask myself that all the time, and then I imagine the reality I wish for, and hold that position, trusting fully that I am in my own arms, finished with letting myself down based on the seeds grown via Cain. Once I see or have seen the things I don't want, I have created all the contrasts in the mirror of the things I do want, and manifest accordingly, with the only difference now being that I now own my intent where it was owned by another. It's like someone holding on to something for you until you are ready to take it back for fear of harming yourself because you weren't sure you could. The certainty of beingness has to be achieved. First, because I have long said that it isn't a good idea to give a 5-year-old matches and a bucket of gasoline just to see what happens. We've all been there, and there are many beyond that, and still many more that aren't. This is just an observation of my own limitations, where I have chosen only to have the tools of creation where I will use them properly, from the neutral position where the intent is only creation, nothing more, nothing less. We cannot be at peace with others if we are at war with ourselves, and we cannot be at peace with ourselves if we are at war with others either. It all works nicely in the mirror, with the biggest challenge being looking into it properly in the first place. I don't have all the answers, but I have every imaginable, or I'm a genie Abel quest ion infinitely, so the game to me is all about quest ions, especially the impossible one to answer. Why? Any child can teach you that, and why I ask that question so often, because every time I do, it sends Cain into a tizzy and makes Abel giggle like the infinite schoolgirl she is. The Masonic can say order out of chaos all day long, where I mirror it with chaos out of order, because they're both the same thing, though I felt it important to have both sides so that I may find balance. Cain can be a powerful tool, or make you into one. The choice is yours, and the truth is free.